You're listening to Inside Insight, the podcast that dives into the latest innovations and strategies in manufacturing, distribution, and Dynamics 365 Business Central. Brought to you by InsightWorks, this show features our hosts, Ryan and Emma, as they bring you expert conversations, industry insights, and practical advice to help you stay ahead in this constantly evolving world.
All right, so today we're diving into a problem that I think a lot of businesses can relate to.
Okay.
Especially businesses that are growing really fast.
Yeah.
And that's keeping track of your inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have this great product and it's selling like crazy.
Right.
But, can your systems keep up with that demand?
Yeah.
We're looking at a company, a lot of us probably know, especially if you have a dog, Kong, the classic dog toy company.
Yeah, those tough red rubber toys, yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So Kong was facing this exact problem.
Mm-hmm.
Their old inventory system, it just couldn't keep up.
Yeah, they were using really outdated systems.
Yeah, like spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets.
Manual counts.
A lot of, pen and paper stuff, a lot of manual processes.
And this was really slowing them down.
Oh, yeah.
Like to the point where it was taking them a full year to do a complete inventory count.
Yeah, that's just not sustainable for a company that's growing as quickly as they were.
No, absolutely not.
It just doesn't work.
So they needed a solution,
Mm-hmm.
and they found it with InsightWorks.
Right. They decided to implement some apps that work with Business Central.
Yeah, now they're using Warehouse Insight and an advanced inventory count, which sounds really technical.
Yeah, it is technical.
But it's made a huge difference.
A huge difference. I mean, they've gone from taking a year to do an inventory count to just a few days.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
So how does it work?
Well, basically, they've moved away from all those manual processes, and they're now using barcode scanning and mobile devices to update their inventory levels in real time.
So instead of somebody like walking around with a clipboard and writing down numbers,
Exactly. They're scanning things.
Yeah, they're scanning barcodes, and all that information is going straight into their system.
And that's got to be a huge time saver.
Oh, yeah. It's a massive time saver. And it also eliminates a lot of the potential for errors.
Right, because if you're writing things down by hand, you're going to make mistakes. It's inevitable.
You're going to transpose a number or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so they've got these new tools, these new apps from InsightWorks.
Right.
But, did it actually work?
Oh, it worked. It worked incredibly well, actually. They saw some really impressive results.
Like, what kind of results?
Well, for one thing, they were able to drastically reduce their inventory count time, as we said.
Right, from a year to a few days.
Exactly. And that freed up a lot of time and resources that they could then use for other things.
Yeah, that's got to be huge.
It is.
So what else did they see?
Well, they also saw a significant increase in their inventory accuracy.
Okay.
Which led to less waste and happier customers.
That makes sense.
If you know exactly what you have in stock, you're less likely to overstock items and end up with a bunch of stuff that you can't sell.
Right.
And you're also less likely to run out of stock of popular items, which can lead to frustrated customers.
Yeah. Nobody wants to wait weeks for their dog's favorite toy.
Exactly. So improved inventory accuracy has a lot of benefits.
Okay, so we're talking about faster shipments, happier customers. Anything else?
Oh, yeah. They also saw improvements in other areas like staff training and just overall visibility across the company.
Okay, let's break those down a little bit.
Okay.
How did this new system help with staff training?
Well, because the system is so intuitive and easy to use, it's actually much easier to train new employees on how to use it.
So it's like they don't need weeks of training just to learn how to do inventory.
Right, exactly. It's much more streamlined, and that saves the company time and money.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about visibility?
Well, with the old system, it was really difficult to get a clear picture of what was happening with inventory across the company.
Like different departments might have different information.
Yeah, exactly. And that could lead to all sorts of problems.
Right, like one department might think they have plenty of a certain item in stock.
Right.
But another department might be running low.
Exactly. And that could lead to delays and confusion.
So this new system gives everybody a single source of truth.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so real-time data, everybody's on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be huge for a company like Kong that's operating on a global scale.
Oh, it's absolutely essential. They have to be able to track their inventory across multiple warehouses and distribution centers.
Yeah, and make sure that they're meeting demand all over the world.
Exactly.
So it sounds like these apps from InsightWorks weren't just like a Band-Aid solution.
No, not at all.
They really revolutionized the way Kong does business.
They did. They really did. They transformed their operations and allowed them to scale their business much more effectively.
And that's what's so fascinating about this story, right?
Yeah.
it highlights the power of technology to solve real-world business challenges.
Absolutely.
And unlock these new levels of efficiency and growth.
Right. And it's not just about big companies like Kong either.
Okay.
These same principles can be applied to businesses of all sizes.
So let's break down exactly how they did that. We know they dramatically cut down their inventory counting time.
Right.
But what were some of the other key benefits they saw?
Well, with improved accuracy comes better forecasting and planning.
Okay.
Kong used to base their production on estimates, which could lead to either overproduction or shortages.
Oh, so now they have a much clearer picture of demand trends.
Now they have a much clearer picture of demand trends, exactly. Yeah, so they can fine-tune their production to match the actual demand.
That's going to have a significant impact on their bottom line.
Absolutely. Less waste from overproduction, fewer missed sales from shortages. It's a recipe for increased profitability.
And, it's not just about the numbers. Think about the environmental impact as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Reducing waste is a big win for sustainability.
Huge win.
Especially these days.
Exactly. By optimizing their inventory, Kong is minimizing their environmental footprint. So it's good for the planet and good for their brand image.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about kind of the big picture benefits, the
Yeah.
efficiency, profitability, sustainability.
Right.
But what about the day-to-day impact?
Yeah.
How did this actually change things for Kong on a practical level?
Well, one area they saw a huge improvement was in their shipping process.
Okay.
Before, it could take days to locate a specific item in the warehouse.
Wow.
But now, with that real-time visibility, they know exactly where everything is.
So that makes order fulfillment much faster.
So much faster, yeah.
Faster shipping times happier customers.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just speed, too. They
Right.
can also track shipments more effectively.
Oh.
So there's less risk of things getting lost or delayed. It's all about creating a more seamless and reliable experience for those customers.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about Warehouse Insight.
Right.
What about the other app we mentioned?
Oh, advanced inventory count. Yeah.
Advanced Inventory Count.
Yeah, that one's all about making cycle counting efficient and accurate.
Now, I got to admit, I'm not an inventory expert. So
Okay.
could you break down what cycle counting actually is?
Sure. So instead of that once-a-year scramble where you have to count everything in the warehouse all at once,
Right.
cycle counting is a way of counting smaller sections of your inventory,
Right.
but you do it more frequently.
Okay.
So instead of shutting down the entire warehouse for a week to count everything,
Right.
you might count a few aisles each day,
Got it.
which keeps your data fresh and minimizes disruptions.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and the great thing about the Advanced Inventory Count app is that it's all done electronically.
Oh.
So no more manual counting, no more human error.
That's huge.
Yeah, it makes the process so much more accurate and efficient.
So it's not just gut feelings or estimates anymore.
No more guessing games.
They have solid data.
Exactly, hard data to back up their decisions.
That's got to be a game changer.
It is. It is.
So we're seeing this theme again and again.
Yeah.
With these apps from InsightWorks. They're not just making things easier.
Right.
They're allowing Kong to make much more informed decisions.
Data-driven decision-making.
Data-driven decision-making, exactly.
Yeah. That's essential for any business that wants to succeed.
It's fascinating to me how these seemingly simple apps can have such a profound impact on a company's operations.
It really is. And, it's a testament to the power of technology
Right.
to empower businesses to work smarter, not harder.
And Kong is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. By streamlining their inventory management, they freed up so much time and resources.
That they could then focus on what they do best.
Exactly. Making great dog toys.
And making all those pups happy.
Exactly. So it's a win-win for everyone.
It's not just about Kong, though, right?
Oh.
There's a bigger lesson here for other businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whether you're selling dog toys or software
Or anything.
or anything, yeah, having accurate, up-to-date inventory information is absolutely crucial for success.
So what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
I'd say don't underestimate the power of the right tools. Investing in technology that streamlines your processes can have a huge impact on your business.
Especially something as fundamental as inventory management.
Exactly. Yeah, if you can get that right, it can lead to so many other positive changes.
More efficiency, more profitability.
More sustainability, you name it.
Yeah. And it's a reminder that sometimes the biggest changes come from focusing on these seemingly small details.
It's true. By taking control of their inventory,
Right.
Kong was able to unlock their full potential and become a truly agile and responsive business.
Which is something any business, big or small, can aspire to.
Absolutely.
Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the human side of this transformation.
Okay.
How did Kong's employees adapt to these new technologies?
Yeah, that's a great question. Change can be challenging,
Yeah.
especially in a fast-paced environment like a warehouse.
Mhm.
So were there any growing pains during this whole implementation process?
Well, I mean, anytime you introduce new technology, there's going to be a learning curve.
Right. But what's interesting is that Kong actually found that the InsightWorks apps were really intuitive and easy to use,
Oh.
even for employees who weren't particularly tech savvy.
So it wasn't like just throwing them in the deep end and being like, figure it out.
No. They provided a lot of support.
Okay.
InsightWorks offered really comprehensive training to help Kong's team get up to speed quickly.
That's good.
Yeah, and they also made sure that the apps themselves were designed with the end user in mind.
Okay.
Like simple interfaces, clear instructions, and, mobile-friendly functionality.
So they're not fumbling around with a huge tablet or something.
Exactly. Yeah, they tried to make it as easy as possible for people to use.
Makes sense.
And Kong also really emphasized the benefits of these new tools to their employees.
Oh, okay.
They explained how it would make their jobs easier, improve efficiency,
Right.
and ultimately help the company grow.
So it was more of a collaborative effort.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
just like a top-down mandate. And I imagine that made a big difference in terms of getting people on board.
Oh, absolutely. When people understand the why behind a change,
Yeah,
they're much more likely to embrace it.
that's true.
And in Kong's case, the results were pretty undeniable.
Yeah.
Employees saw firsthand how these apps were saving them time, reducing errors,
Right.
and just making their work days smoother.
It's a great example of how technology, when implemented thoughtfully, can actually improve employee morale
Yeah,
and job satisfaction.
for sure. It's not about replacing human workers with robots.
Right.
It's about giving those workers the tools they need to do their jobs better.
And in Kong's case, those tools are ultimately helping to, bring joy to dogs and their owners all over the world.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a nice reminder that even in the realm of business and technology, there's this human element at play.
Well said. Yeah, I think that's a key takeaway from this whole conversation.
Mhm.
Technology is a powerful tool, but it's people who ultimately drive innovation and create meaningful impact.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Kong's inventory transformation,
Okay.
what's the final thought you want to leave our listeners with?
If a company known for durable dog toys can embrace technology to streamline their operations and achieve these amazing results,
Right.
just imagine the possibilities for your business.
Yeah.
It's all about being open to new ideas, finding the right tools, and empowering your people to make a difference.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, it's inspiring to see how Kong took what could have been a real logistical nightmare,
Right.
managing this global inventory of dog toys.
Yeah,
And they turned it into this amazing success story.
they did.
It's a reminder that even in the face of really complex challenges, innovation and the right technology can make all the difference.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe the next time you see a dog happily chewing on a Kong, you'll think about all these innovative systems that helped get it there.
I hope so.
Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll catch you next time.